And being at the right place at the right time, in front of the right person, is more the byproduct of your preparation than it is just luck. From the outsider, it's going to look like luck.
What is something we can do every day to work towards being a great entrepreneur?
So I see business as a sport. I see the human body as being a machine that will perform at anything you ask it to do at the level that you prepare it to do that for you. I see martial arts and intermittent fasting and working out every day as part of what makes me better than my competition in business. To me, I work out so that when I sit here and do this, I'm clear-headed, I've got the right energy, I'm feeling good, my dopamine is firing off, you know what I mean? And I can deliver the best possible presentation for you. You know, if I was like, you know, not working out, you'd be able to tell, you know what I mean? It'd be like sluggish, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't feel powerful. So I think, look, I see business as a sport. I think if you want to be great at it, you should take care of yourself. You should sleep well, you should eat well, you should work out, you should do whatever mindfulness practice you can do simply so that you can better control the thoughts as they come in and out of your head. You know, it's just cycles. It's like anything else. It's like, how did I become a black belt in Hapkido? I kept going to class. You know what I mean? Like there literally is no other thing more important than showing up to class 2 to 3 times a week to becoming a black belt. Nothing. Because if you don't show up, forget it. You can't do the rolls. You can't do the kicks. You can't do the, like, you know what I mean? Like if you don't show up, you can't do any of it. So the best way to be a great entrepreneur is to just keep doing it every single day. Show up, work on your business every single day. So the whole being at the right place at the right time thing is a hindsight thing that you don't have any control over. And so I basically see it as a total waste of time. Now, having said that, generally speaking, you don't want to be in a market where the thing you're trying to do is impossible. Okay? You don't want to do that. So, you know, you need to be in a place where it's possible to get a technology job, meaning there have to be technology companies there hiring people. Okay. So there are some aspects of right place, right time that are just market analysis, right? But in terms of like me knowing that I was waiting tables on the Frist family that actually happened to be related to the owner of HealthStream, which is the company that I got my job at, and probably because I did a good job waiting tables on them, that somehow factored into me getting that first job, I had no idea. You know, but I'll tell you this, I waited on every table like they mattered. I didn't do it so that somebody would say something cool behind the scenes that I'd end up getting a job. I didn't do it for that reason, but you never know what the moment's going to be. So like, it's your job to show up in every moment that you can, ready to give your absolute best performance. I do think people don't know how much of the right time stuff they can actually control. You know what I mean? Simply by showing up, being focused, and executing well. Like a lot of times people will say, oh, well, if this hadn't happened, like this hadn't happened. Yeah, but the main ingredient was you. You know what I mean? And how much you brought it.
Yeah, you know, whatever you're doing, Marcus, whatever you're eating and however you're practicing, I like your energy. It's like really good vibes right now. Because usually at this point, when somebody asks me that question, I snap. I'm like, all right, let me set you straight. So I'm going to play my old classic role here. All right, to show you the contrast between somebody who takes good care of their body, their mind, their spirit, and their soul, and some degenerate like myself. So here we go. Riyadh, generally speaking, I'm not saying you specifically, but generally speaking, when somebody asks that question about, well, you got to be at the right place at the right time, generally speaking, what they're trying to do is attribute success to luck, which is completely out of your control. And that's a theme that Marcus was talking about, is what's in your control and what's out of your control. And you have to be wise enough to say the weather's out of your control. This virus that's spreading is out of your control. What happens in the marketplace, generally speaking, unless you're a quadrillionaire or whatever, is out of your control. But everything else that is in your domain and what you have agency over is in your control. And being at the right place at the right time, in front of the right person, is more the byproduct of your preparation than it is just luck. From the outsider, it's going to look like luck. And allow me to take some liberties with Marcus's story, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong here, but while he's waiting tables, as the tech industry is just starting to take root, especially of all places like Nashville, he had to prepare, 6, 7, 8 months of learning coding so that when that opportunity appeared, he would be ready to answer the call. You see, when the herald comes and says, Marcus, are you ready to go on this journey with me? His bags were packed. He already wrote his goodbye notes and he was ready to go.
It's held in a shot, safe,
And I just, one of these things, and I have a strong allergic reaction to, is you have to take ownership, man. At some point in your life, when you're ready, you got to just take ownership and say, I'm going to be ready. And you can see that most successful people, not all, when that call came, they were on it. Or they found the calling themselves. And they said, you know what, I'm just going to pack my bags. There's no calling. I'm just going to go out into the unknown world and I'm just going to explore something. And who knows if anybody even needs it. So if he doesn't pick up the books, if he doesn't start teaching himself, if he quits halfway through, when that job opening is there, he tries to apply, he's not qualified. And it's just like that. So if anything today, if you guys can walk away with something from either one of us, is to walk away with this message of hope and to feel empowered to control or take control of the things that you have agency over, and just take that step sooner than later, hopefully, because it gets a lot harder later.
Yes.
Okay.